Huh. My biggest fan, huh? Really? Distractions of the enemy. I press play first. Now, need to breathe. It's pretty much what's going on. I put myself in my own captivity so that I could work on the spiritual warfare for you, while God works in the omniscient, and He's working every second of every day. I'm witnessing it. It's a beautiful thing. So I have my helmet of salvation. It's off. It's a protection. I haven't worn it in a while. I like the leagues. I should get into a league. They have updated the helmets since then. But the Cascade, too. It's always been a beautiful thing. It's not my only helmet. I have respect for the bikers. I have respect for those who got strength in themselves through the Lord above and now here on earth. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Let me show you the real helmet of salvation. This is where my fight comes from. This is my son's. And I rested inside my belt cap with my gloves and a few others who are lost that we found. It still, to me, still smells like that newborn baby smell. I have my daughter's sock. It fell out over there. It's next to her picture. That's in there too. I've explained the story of how, changing your diapers and such. After bath time and all that, she would rest her feet upon my face as I'd tickle, as I'd show her a father's love from my eyes to hers. She'd see my smile and she'd feel that comfort. When a man brings a child into this world, we respect the wives and the women, we should, who have carried them to term, because that is our seed. And in the midst of battle, the working warfare, the race against time, the gifts that are from above and the gifts that are here on earth. Some of those times, those prayers are lost in translation. Those gifts aren't given here on earth. Or you don't believe enough that your prayer doesn't make it through the clouds to get to Him. Because you say you want things, you act upon things, but you don't get what you want. Now, God's always answered my prayers. He gave me everything throughout that relationship. Everything. But it takes man in the form of woman who separated themselves from a word that's actually important. Because they don't like the word submissive. They don't like the word submissive. To them it's offensive. It's defiant. It's misunderstanding. When all our lives we've understood women take care of the home while the man goes out to work, but that's changed these days. Women want to get out there and explore and enjoy and be a part of. And they expect it to just come. In other terms too. distrust, lack thereof, throughout our nation. Now I look through and I see God working well within families. I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that have developed beautiful families, amazing children, going through the glorious times of the blessings that are out there. This warfare is on me. I could go out. I can go for a walk. I could go around the pond. I could do that, but I'm in here reading through the prayer requests, reading through the tears and the sorrow of all those around me. That's who I'm talking to within the demons of each other and ourselves. The war will always wage on no matter what for those who are struggling harder and harder in their addictions and their losses and their tragedies and their traumas. Matthew brought up post-traumatic stress. That's a big factor in today's day and age. Have no fear. My mind is all there. I'm literally working through the spiritual warfare as your king here on earth. And you can't deny it. There's no more denying that. We're past the ideas of lies. We're past the ideas of judgment. We're past all of that blaspheming nature. You still won't respond to me because you know. And you fear it. And you're like, what? How is it possible? How could it be possible? All things are possible. All things are possible through Christ Jesus. And I pray up to my Father all the time. Now I was in a jail cell and I was reading through my Psalm 91. And I was reading through and I said, Father, everything else is on this list but a plague. I said, the last plague we had was 1918. I remember this conversation like it was yesterday. And I looked up at the sky and I looked down and I cried for a second. I bawled my eyes out because I said, this is going to happen, isn't it? It just took a few extra months for it to play out. And right around the same time as I got sentenced, y'all got plagued. In the atmosphere, the way it works out. The divinity behind the moments are beautiful. They truly are. Now, it might look crooked to you. And you know what's funny is, what did I do with my... Ooh, it's somewhere, but you don't need to see it. It was my crest that was drawn for me. Upon the victory of the battle at that time, that I was there, going through the word and the works thereby it. I haven't worn my belt cap in forever. As a matter of fact, I haven't even been to a funeral in order to be able to don it appropriately. I'd like to be able to dress within my blues and go before a family and give them honor for the service that their child has performed, the duty that they have given of their vessel, soul, and body. It takes a special person to be able to fill these kind of shoes. It really does, and not everyone has the strength to maintain it. It's a position of valor. It's a position that does give the benefit of a solid schedule and structure for a family to be able to do something else to take their mind off of the trauma and triggers. Understand that we are not sleeping on the job, and if we're sitting on a bench out front of the station, be gracious and thankful that we have that moment that all of us came back from the call before to be able to do so. Or that we're prepared to put our pants on. We're prepared to put on our coats and our helmets of salvation and to get into that big red truck or green truck or black truck or blue truck or all over the nations. We change the colors everywhere. I like the emerald green. I do. But I'm solid with the sea gray of orange. I'm thankful for the protection that we have of the equipment and the tools I'm thankful for the knowledge that we've gained within the medicine and the teachings and the education, continued education that's constant within it. The little things and behind the backdrop that none of you really see, except for when you drive past a station and you see the men standing outside, their arms crossed, watching the travelers go by as you judge us with your tax dollars and your ideas of what are they doing. When at any second that call could come in for a big ticket, that we're ready there to punch your clock, to get into the rig and to get to work. We hit the ground running. Oh, we hit the ground running. All across the nations, all across overseas. It is us. It is them. I can't throw us in there right now. I've been away for a couple of years, but I can't wait to go home. I can't wait to go home, and I know I'm going home because for me, a misdemeanor is petty, but it was treated like a felon, like a thug, like a dangerous menace to society. Erroneous acts of all charges. Now anyways, it ain't about me anymore, it's about them. And it's about their mental health and their care and their charisma. Never tear down anyone's walls. Never step into their heart and pull on the heartstrings. Don't question their authority when it comes to how they perform their work. Take it to the chief. Take it to the chief. You want to talk to the bigwig? You go upstairs. You knock on his door and say, Father, can we talk? Can we have a moment? You think you can help me through the struggles? You think you can help me through the pain? 5 minutes, I just want to help through the pain. Can you help me? Can you help me, Father? Please. I don't want to fall to my knees in front of you, but I will if that's what it's going to take. If it's what it's going to take the pain out of my heart, take the thoughts out of my mind, keep me alive one more day so I can fight their battles for them. That's what I signed up for. My brothers and sisters are killing themselves more and more every day because of the stresses of the job and the pains of the world, and then they go home and they don't have a tree to touch. They don't have a soul to hug. Some do, many do. But when you take away their children, how else are you going to take away the pain? I'm the strongest soul alive, even though my vessel heart right now is at its weakest point. I ain't going anywhere, except for going up. And I'm down at the bottom of the well, sifting, dredging through the mud, so I can grab every lost soul that I have in front of me. My brothers and sisters, Christ or not, I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to bring you home, to give you that level of strength within yourself to pick it up one more day. And when you get off that rig, get off carefully, look both ways. Smooth, easy breathing. Deep breaths if you need to. When you go home at night, love your family. Because they come first. That's what the FF stands for. Family first. Don't put yourself in a dangerous situation that you can't get out of. And always listen to your leadership, even if you don't agree. And that's the sad part, because you need to make sure that your leadership is held accountable for their actions so that you can make it home to your family. Bring it up the chain appropriately if you ever feel like something is not right. Trust your intuition. We want you to come home. Don't be overzealous on a call and think that you can get yourself alone out of a scenario all by yourself. Count your seconds and make that call right away, because it can always be canceled. Put your pride and your ego to the side. If you see yourself trapped before you become trapped, click the button. Activate the alarm. Start to think. Use your head. Calm your heart. Slow your breathing. And know how much is in your tank. Remember which way you came in and always be aware of a way out. Don't second guess the nature and think you have to always follow the line out the door. If you step off the line, you let somebody know. You make sure they stay there with you and call for you. If you have to tether, tether. If you need to reach, reach. You have tools for it. Overhaul is one of the hardest jobs. It takes a lot of energy out of you. It works the pump a lot harder than most. A lot harder than climbing the stairs. You throw everything into it. Literally. So work on your health when you're on off hours, or even at the station. Work out. Don't sit in the chair and dwell. Don't overthink. But get out there and exercise with your partners, with your brothers and sisters. Get strong together so that you can save those lives, because the fires are just happening more and more, and they're getting bigger, bigger. The bells are ringing. They're always ringing. And I'm sorry. But Satan's out there. He's knocking at our door. And we go and put his fire out. I'm sorry I keep saying we. Maybe I just pray too much that I'm still there. Within your hearts. As God above, here on earth. This is who you see. I love you all. God bless. Be safe. Happy 4th of July. I don't want to say much on dependence or independence. That day will come soon. Amen. I love you all.